anymore. That daggone guy got renting the room over here. He took over the front porch. I built me a half-ass porch back on the back of my house, sit over there.
Hey, T&O, your roommate that thing? Hey, watch CC. Tell that person to discuss me.
I hear your big mouth out there cut me off. You're a bad boy, you know that.
I ain't trying to cut you off that flag.
You got him, fucker. Stop, your buddies out here aggravating me.
Yeah, he's showing off in that Suburban out there.
Yeah, I know you got a good, you got the best vehicle to put a radio in. That's the best thing you can have on them.
Yeah, he's riding that Suburban. He's sipping on bourbon.
Oh, now I got it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, someone's trying to break in there.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start Old Radio Night, a Saturday, 2/23/2019. Did I get out?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I'm going to start off over here with a Cobra 139 XLR.
Hey, what's going on with that, brother?
Big Boomer. Running into a Workman HP 201. Running into a Astron 99.
He's crazy. What you got that, brother?
Yeah, 19, the guy fell out there talking on the radio, and he'd be coding by 21, so we got to say to stand by.
Oh, geez.
You finished talking to that 21?
Go ahead, 987. Do it again.
Talking to Cobra 139 XR with a Chris Big Boomer. Run into a Astron 99 over here.
10-4, sounding good.
Also using a Aries A510 power microphone.
10-4, Roger.
Yeah, I'm over here with a Cobra 2 Grand GTL. With a Delta Echo Master mic on an Android 99, barefooted.
Good deal.
Oh, you don't sound like you're barefooted. I don't smell your feet.
Yeah, when you smell her feet, you think it's West Vehicle.
Power microphone. It also only takes one AA battery. Only one AA battery.
What you talking about? The one that AA battery? You talking about that one that's got the blue light on it when you key up?
Next to it, there's no light on it or nothing at all. The dial on the top.
Be my quarter watt.
Switch on the side, and you take you look at there's a little pull-off cover.
Yeah, it does.
And you just slide that to the side, you pull that off, and there's just one AA battery in there.
Yeah, 10-4. I know that 755 was very interested in that, and I'll probably send you an email. But hey, they got Bones out there, and that Storm's out there. So let me stand by a minute.
Evening time, yeah, 388 Bones on this little quarter watt radio, waving a hand from Goose Creek.
Sounding good there, Bones. You feeling better?
You can say I'm slowly but surely working my way back.
Yeah, whatever better is, right?
Yeah, you gotta take it like it is. When you start getting past 50.
Yeah, I wish I could figure about that.
Boys, I can be back in about 50. I'll be happy.
Alright, this is old 755, the Slammer. I'm talking on an old Galaxy Saturn with a Silver Eagle, with an Antron 99, about 45 feet in the air, and my little LK and 4 tuber on the side, and that's what I got, and I'm sitting back.
Roger, making a good trip.
5252. Talking on a Cobra 89 XLR with a static mic with an Antron 99 about 60 foot up.
Dang, almost blew me out the room.
He might be next door to you.
Oh, you in Jedburgh, aren't you?
Right here at 27 and 78 Ridgeville side.
Oh.
I hear you out there, Star Patrol. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy on it. I wish I could get mine that high up and good to go.
Yeah, I ain't talking about. I just got a little Texas Star B mod box, modulator box. That's all I got in line.
I ain't seen it go yet. Well, I'm barefooted on this one. I'm just barefooted right there.
All right, we're gonna stand by and let somebody else go. Nice talking to you, Star. Appreciate it. We stand by.
How about that storm out there?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, go ahead and drop it on us there. What you talking on and talking with, and what all that kind of stuff.
That's what you out there, Customer. I ain't talking on the same jump I always talk on that old unity. Right there, everything to that train works to okay to drive there, right?
10-4, Roger, Roger. Well, you over there, where you at? What's your location?
I just come out real across the railroad track there. Northbound there, right?
410. Roger on that there. All right. Well, let me stand by. Them other fellas probably want to holler at you.
Yeah, about 21.
Come on, white dog.
All right, I'm on this TRC 38 realistic Navajo base with my little 2-pill 515 stock mic.
Yeah, that one there sounds real good. Better than what you was on a while ago. I think the other one was picking up too much background, but that one there is good.
I hear you, man. Appreciate it. All right, there, 21. I just wanted to get on an old radio tonight.
10-4 on that there. Well, I know that Night Ranger's jumping up and down over there because he likes those radios, and he wants to get on there too, and because he loves realistics. Okay, I'm back out.
So I actually got this Navajo from Night Ranger.
I know it. I'm just messing with him.
Yeah, I want the 455, Night Ranger. Where that 455 at?
Yeah, I hear you there, Big Ben.
That boy bleeding on my radio. He done on another channel bleeding on my radio. I'm out of here.
Who that?
Sound like Storm bleeding on me.
Hey, Big Ben, you on the flat side? Roger. Well, can you go back on vertical?
Oh, yeah. All I got to do is switch it all the way. Somebody keeps dead keying in there. My star, I keep on getting a little bit of bleed over somebody. Please quit dead keying. Go to 6. Go to 6, you're fine.
Hello.
Where's this age? Need a pinto man back to you.
Please quit dead keying, whoever that is.
Hello, Pinto Man. Hey, Pinto Man, you up there in where you at? Let's see. You in Beaufort County?
Hey, negative, I'm in Prosperity. Little town called Prosperity in Newberry County. More.
Yeah, that's right. Prosperity. I got you mixed up with Knee-High. Yeah, Prosperity. Yeah, I told you that old story about coming off the interstate one time, and Clinton was president then, and it had Prosperity pointed one way and Clinton pointed the other way there, Roger.
Hey, 10-4 on that. Yep, I remember that for sure there. But I don't remember your handle there, 10-4.
It's 21. 21 down here in Charleston there, Roger.
Hey, 10-4 down on Charleston. Well, I tell you what, you just made my head swell up there. 10-4.
Yeah, Roger, on that there. Well, you doing good there, Pinto, man. Yeah, I used to talk to you a lot there all the time, and good to hear you in there from up there around Prosperity, South Carolina. About how far is that from here? About what, 60 miles?
At least. You know, it's at least a good 60 miles away to crow flies. Maybe a little bit further there. See you home.
Roger. Well, you're doing a good job, no doubt. All right, well, I'm going to get on the side there, Pinto Man. S21 Dirty Diaper. I'm back out.
Hey, 21 there, Dirty Diaper.
Yeah, we got a couple of them on 14. That's what's leading on me.
Yeah, we got JQ out there.
Yeah, I don't care about them. I'm glad the bleed over is what I do. I can't hear people too far away when I got bleed over.
Go man, 0500, Mr. Big Ben, around Maine, South Carolina, waving, baby.
Hey, 10-4 there, 5W0. I tell you what, you sounded good in Prosperity there.
Good evening to the back.
Anytime, 15-4.
Wait about it. We just trying to get
Good evening.
Roger.
I don't know about you, but it's got when real hot summers is rough on you.
Oh, 15-4. Go ahead, 500. Go ahead, 500.
Summertime, I'm looking forward to the one there go ahead.
Yes, sir. I know exactly what you're talking about. But shoot, man, here recently we've been having all four seasons. Hey, Pinto, man, we've been having all 4 seasons in one video. What do you think?
Hey, 10-4 on there, well, you know they say, you know everybody else.
Yeah, I've noticed when I went out to the country today, some of the trees are starting to get green.
The spring, summer, and fall all in one video, right?
Hey, 10-4 on that. But yeah, we good and well up here on this end. And we work outside, so we'll be kind of glad when it dries just a little bit there. Go ahead.
Yeah, same over here, man. I do a lot of outside work, and you know, sometimes the rain it slows us down. They kind of slow us down the bankroll. What do you think?
Hey, 10-4 on that. Well, I'm in better shape than one of them I have been in the past. But I have learned in the summertime, hey, when you're making it, you better put something back there, right?
Yes, sir. And hey, that's the only way to do it whenever you work outside, man. Whenever you're getting it good, you better be taking a lot of it and putting it to the, making a little nest egg, what they call it. You better keep your little nest egg there, Roger.
Yeah, it feels real good when you're putting it back. But when you're digging it out, it don't feel so good.
No, sir. Ain't no doubt about it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm on it. You gotta hear it all.
I'm starting to pick up some rusty. What do you think?
Well,
Somebody out there hauling.
we was in pretty good shape.
Yeah, they're hauling for crazy man.
Like when you ain't making it.
Got somebody else talking. Hold on.
Here's Barefoot Radio. Unnecessary expenses there. Hey, big man, you can hear my Barefoot Radio?
He's talking to a guy up in Prosperity.
If you still
He's on the beam,
and not refurbishing it, not putting stuff back.
He's on the ground plane.
It is.
I can hear him a little bit on mine, so. Okay, he talking to somebody else up there with.
I was really just wondering to see if anybody had a copy on this old rinky-dink radio I got.
Somebody's talking out. You got to stand by.
You got to enjoy life while you got it, because you only get one, hey, Roger?
Hey, on that, yep. And Lee, I'm the one in my family got tendency there to look ahead too much. I'm the cloudy day there.
You sound like a ghost talking. I don't know.
Thank God. Dear home.
Yes, sir. You better think them every time you open your eyes.
Hey, somebody talking now.
When you close your eyes.
Yeah,
Because I can't hear nobody.
they are.
Oh, shut up. Just because you can't hear them doesn't mean you're not talking. Yes, sir. We have a good week coming up, and we don't want to be a channel hog, so we're going to be on the side for a few. Be the man, man, we gone.
All right, Mr. Pinto, man, you take it easy and take real good care, man. You sounding real good over here around Manning, South Carolina. Pinto Man, 0500. Sometimes called Mr. Big Ben. I'm back in the bushes. I'll see ya.
Hey, Big Ben, before you go, don't go anywhere. There's a whole bunch of people and they want to talk there, but Mower Junkie, he's up there. He can hear you on up towards Columbia. So when everybody gets done, can you holler at that Mower Junkie? I'm standing by.
You said Motor Junkie or Mower Junkie?
Mower Junkie, like you're going to go out and cut the grass. Mower Junkie. MOWER Junkie.
Yeah, Mower Junkie. I got a California. Hey, good evening time. Mower Junkie, your 500 wave and right back. Wait. Yeah, 14. You sounding around Manning, South Carolina. You sounding real good over around Manning, South Carolina. Hey, Mower Junkie, your 500. I'm right back. Wait. Real good copy, Mower Junkie. No doubt about it. So you want me to tell everybody you did say hello? And I just does what you want me to do. Ain't no doubt about it. Hey, Mower Junkie, your 500 around Manning, South Carolina. Cruising my Yaesu FTTX. And a ground playing antenna. I'm back in the bushes reading this mail.
Thank you there, Big Ben. Hey, 15-4 in the popcorn mobile, the audio mobile. You still out there?
Yeah, 15 phones out there. I don't know about the audio mobile. I imagine that's out there parked someplace. But we go ahead and see what we got. We talking off on Ranger 63 FF D4 and the Mako ground plane EV 5000. That's what we talking on there, right?
Yeah, 10-4. I didn't know. I thought you was out there getting some popcorn there. Well, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, right. Y'all want some popcorn? I'll go get it.
I wish you could mash it through that D104. I'd be glad to get some.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there we come with the music.
Is that Stone Man, Crazy Man?
Yeah, that's right.
How's it going, Stone Man?
No, we didn't get work done. We just fine-tuned it. But we talking on it right now. 10-4. Yeah, 10-4. This is Stone Man right here in my mobile. Talking on a little unit at 68. Oh, no. I heard your 987. I just don't want to key down when there's somebody out there in a mobile.
I hear you. That's man over here around Prosperity. 2130 back over there around Charleston and the gang. He running the radio night. But, hey, let me get out of the way. I ain't want to hold the channel up.
I guess all the big radios are over here on Channel 12. Top of the evening time, it is 388 here in Goose Creek, South Carolina.
Yeah, 388. Good evening to you. 388.
Yeah, 388. You got it going on.
Oh, no.
No, well, that boy here now.
Can't eat this quarter watt radio with the coat hanger that's laying in the backyard. But hey, I'll wave a hand at you guys. It'd be 388. This one and only Bones said it. Man, Bones.
Bones 987's hollering at you.
Yeah, you know what? This I got no ears really. The preamp ain't working, but 987 waving a hand at you, my friend. Thanks for the waving back.
I need to tell him that radio I got. I can't hear him either.
I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear all of them.
What that, 3?
Yeah, it's 3. Go ahead, 3. them fellas must be way off from me as well, because I ain't really picking up nothing.
Yeah, Stone Man. Yeah, they're different locations. One's over on Johns Island. One's over, North Charleston. One's up in Manning, South Carolina. One's in Prosperity. One's in Goose Creek. Still waiting on that Night Ranger to get in there. But anyway, you're doing a good job there, Stone Man.
I'm here.
Oh, there's Night Ranger.
Yeah, Night Ranger checking into Old Radio Night, talking on a pretty good condition, realistic TRC 455, 40-channel base with a roll drum clock. Static D104, old tan and brown 10-tube Phantom going into a homemade wire J-pole up about 90 feet in the air.
Roger. Well, I'm sure that 10-tube Phantom is only on receive, but it's really sounding good.
Yeah, it's over here. It's only on receive, and it does kind of make the light flicker a little when I key sometimes. Yeah, it's a hefty receive preamp.
I like that 455.
It's not. It looks nice. It's not mint, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, that was one of my first beats, that 455.
That's pretty radio.
Yeah, that's why I used to go by that number, 455, and then I got the 458 after that, Roger.
I would have loved to have had a 455 back then, but I was a teenager when it came out. I don't even think I was old enough to work yet, but I remember looking at it. Couldn't afford it, but I was looking at it.
I used to have that thing in the house, and I set that timer, and that thing would wake me up in the morning.
The clock still works on this. The timer doesn't work anymore, but the clock does still work. It says 8:22 right now.
Okay, the timer don't work. So that thing used to kick the radio and everything on.
Oh, yeah.
You fellas have a good old night now. This is Stone Man, and I'm stepping down.
Hey, why are you leaving so early, Stone Man?
Oh, I got to get in there and catch some dinner with the old lady.
Okay, real good.
It's my face of stuff. And then I go down all my way to my toes.
Yeah, that's somebody damn meal.
You know who you feeling that, right?
Oh, yeah, you got it back up on top shelf there. Looks like it's more than this.
That's Skull Cracker and Storm.
Yeah, he was tuning it up trying to get it right, so he done got it in my area.
Skull Cracker, we call him Crazy Man. That old man up there in Somerville.
Yeah, he don't talk to me no more.
Roger. Well, anyway, yeah, that's him. That's him over there. His real handle years ago was Beast. See, I know all them fellas, man. They getting all these new handles, and try to slide under the wire. But 21, we got them.
Yeah, I know Beast.
Earlier up around Barnwell.
What's up there? Hey, 500. Yeah. Hey, man, I can remember a lot of stuff. There's sometimes I remember things I shouldn't remember there, right?
Hey, Roger on there. Ain't no doubt about it.
I remember when we went up there to that get together and you was up there. That was some good old times,
Yeah, buddy, and that's what we need to do again, man. We all need to have a little get together again, man, and excuse me, try to keep this thing alive there, Roger.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, it was fun going up there, talking on the radios and all the cars, and then getting up there and that like CK and KC or whatever from Florence was there, and now I go, hey, Cat House Mouse, you name it was up there, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, we all had a good time, man. I swear we need to do it again. We need to do it again sometime whenever the weather starts getting right. We need to, all need to have a little get together and try to do something there, Roger.
Yeah, 10-4 on that there. Well, a cookout's kind of good. Anybody can go to a restaurant, but kind of be outside and have a little cookout and kind of look at everybody's stuff, whatever. And that's what I kind of like to do, shoot. I get tied up inside the house all the time. I like to get out there. All right, Big Ben, I'm going to get on the side, man. Appreciate that walk down memory lane. I'm back out.
Oh, 10. Yeah, no doubt about it, 21. I'm the same way.
Break. Go ahead, 97.
Hey, Night Ranger. Hey, Night Ranger.
I know he can hear. He's probably still doing that Lennox deal.
Jeff, I was wondering about something about his radio.
Saw Blade, I just saw that in there from Saw Blade. He said he turned his radio on and his wife had to make him turn it off because his kids was watching the show, so he might get in there a little bit later there.
Well, anyways, my question about on his radio, I don't know if anybody else knows it or not, but the question being is, I was just kind of curious, it being a 40 channel and all, just basically wondering if it possibly had a sideband in it.
Well, Star Patrol had one just like it. Star Patrol, you still there?
Yeah, come on.
987's got a question. He wanted to know if that 455 was sideband.
Hey, well, it was a long time ago. I think that thing had a sideband. That thing was over 25 years ago, I think.
Right.
What did he say, 21?
He said he don't remember. It might have been. That's 25 years ago. He thinks it might have been. It might not have been.
10-4. I barely got him over here, but I appreciate it.
Roger.
MD4, you still here and waving?
Hey, good evening to you, so I'm right back.
Roger, you sounded choice tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. We glad we still got our radio. We came close to sending it back, but we worked things out there, right?
Yeah, that's good, man. I think it's sounding choice.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey there, 21, the old eliminator over here in the corner. We just want to say wave a hand out there, and it's old radio night. We were talking on an old Galaxy 2517, and the mic is a Delta M2, and working with a serial 827 about 40 feet off the ground.
10-4, yeah, Roger. I hear that computer in the background, but hey, you got a double copy. I got a good copy on you there. Yeah, I got a Saw Blade's message. I looked up there and I didn't see it at first, and then yeah, he was keying down on the children over there.
Yeah, 10-4. I had the thing turned down, but not enough. My one of my speakers are right behind the mic, so it it kind of messes me up when I'm talking a little bit. Well, yeah, I have got it going through my Mako preamp as well.
10-4 on that there. Well, that Mako preamp be working. How's your friend Polar Bear doing?
He's doing good. They're still fighting some snow and ice and stuff up there, but sure, he's doing good.
10-4 on that. Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, he asks me about every time I get on the phone with him. He says, "How's old 21 doing?" And them guys down there. I said, "Yeah, they're still kicking."
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I was last time I talked to him, I was in the mobile and was on the interstate downtown, and I talked to him. I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 10-4. He's got the same setups I got here, pretty much. His 2517 went down, but still talking with a Galaxy, the same antenna I got, and he ain't but 25 foot off the ground up there.
Is he using a Mako preamp?
No, actually, that radio he's got, he can't turn back enough. He's got one of them, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. The ones that Night Ranger likes there. But he's got one good size one. I think it's got 10 tubes in it.
Are we talking about DNA?
Yeah, that's the one.
10 Roger. Yeah, they're good. They're good preamps.
Hello, Ruminator.
I think I heard him in there. Over on the Hey, how you doing tonight?
987, waving a hand. There, Ruminator.
Can't quite pull you out enough to. I know you're there, but that's all I can tell you.
987.
That's the one.
Just be 987.
Man, I know that voice right there, but I can't call the handle. It's been so long since I talked to you last, man. Good Lord in the corner. Lord. Boy, I know that voice, but I can't put a handle with it. But good evening time to you. Oh, Big Ben, I'm waving, buddy.
Hey there, Big Ben, the old eliminator over here in the corner. A lot of people call me Mr. T, but yeah, we're over here on the backside of Monk's Corner. How you doing tonight?
Oh, man, we doing pretty good, man. We doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Shoot, I can't complain. Just helped the wife do a bunch of moving around in her bedrooms. Got that all changed around, so now I'm going to be sleeping in a different direction. But, yeah, things are going good over here.
So you'd be sleeping in a doghouse in the backyard.
Good deal, man. I'm glad to hear that. Ain't no doubt about it. Yeah, you sounded good over there around Manning, South Carolina, man. I was thinking you was somebody else, but in your ways, man, yeah, you got it going on around Manning. The 410.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll tell you what, you're stringing them right back over to me pretty good. No question about hearing you in there. It sounding good.
Yeah, I run my little Yaesu radio, man. Slightly modified. I got a little bit of heat behind it. Ain't nothing too much. Probably about 800 watts behind it, Roger.
Right, Joe. Well, I ain't got quite that much, but I ain't too far behind you.
Hey, T-Alpha. I guess we just working some good Mother Nature, man. Shoot, I'm surprised y'all can hear me over here on the ground playing. I thought that the only way I could talk to around Charleston side is I had to get on my beans there.
Shoot, you're hitting me with solid 5 swinging to 8, so you're doing good.
Hey, T-Alpha on that. Well, that's a good deal. Ain't no doubt. Well, I sure do appreciate it, man. And hey, I hope you have yourself a good remaining of the night, Roger.
Right, Joe. Big Ben, you have a good night there. I probably ain't going to stay in here too awful long. I got some yin-yangs out there acting like wild Indians, so I got to go calm them down.
Yeah, all right. Well, you take it easy. Take real good care, man. I'll be back on the side listening, Roger.
Right, Joe. Big Ben, it's good hearing you in there. Always good talking with you.
Good evening, 500, 15-4, break 8.
Hello, 15-4. Hey, unit time, 15-4, 500, wave it right back, break.
Tap that right on 500. We just want to bump it down and let you know you're doing your thing around North Charleston. Sounding real good at my receiver, no doubt about it. 500, appreciate the bump down. 15-4 is clear and gone.
Real good, Captain 15-4. You sounded real good around Manning also, big brother. Stop at the evening time to you, and I do hope all is well on that end. Hey, 15-4, you're 500 back in the fishes. I'll see you.
What happened to Night Ranger?
I'm here.
Okay. I got to run inside and get some tea. Maybe you and that other 116 can holler at them.
Well, they're busy talking. I just let them keep on talking.
10-4. Well, I got to go get something to drink there. Get me some tea. Back out.
Get there, picture tea.
Yeah, what's going on, White Dog?
Not much, man. I just got this courier hooked up.
Oh yeah, the one that Crazy Man said that he loved and he's gonna marry it, and nobody's ever gonna get it, and then he divorced it, and you got it.
Yeah, 10-4. How's it sounding?
It sounds good. I'd like to have one of those myself.
Never want
You married?
Hey, Night Ranger.
Where'd you go, White Dog?
No, I'm not going to marry this one. You copy that?
Yeah, I was just saying, Crazy Man was claiming he's never gonna let it go. Nobody's ever gonna get it. And boom, you got it.
Got what?
That Curry or Conqueror, that big pretty one you sold to him.
Oh, I didn't know I told him one of them.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Damn, I'm not getting seen out of them.
No.
Hey, Night Ranger.
What, 97?
Hey, can you look on the front of the radio and see possibly if does your radio have a sideband?
No, this is straight AM.
Oh, Roger. I was just kind of wondering what the difference was between the two radios. If I remember right, the 458, if I remember right, it had sideband. If I remember right. Of course, I could be wrong, but, and then that one, I fixed thoughts on it.
Well, this radio's got plenty of knobs, but no sideband.
Roger.
I throw this radio out there at Star Patrol and White Dog getting a fight over it.
Hey, you told me I could buy all your equipment there, Night Ranger.
If I ever did sell this, I'd probably have to give Star Patrol first dibs on it, though, because he's expressed interest in it for so long.
I've been asking you for months. What are you going to sell?
This is pretty. It's definitely a 70s nice-looking radio with the roll drum clock in it and dual meters. It's nice. No, it's nice.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, man, you just got to let me know what you're selling.
Alright, everybody, I'm going to get off of here. It's going to be... Get the business off right on.
Hey, Night Ranger, anytime you ever sold me something, I never tried to talk you down, did I?
Oh, no, you didn't. Okay, 987, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for joining Old Radio Night.
You're welcome.
Alright, here 97, have a good one. Slam it, sitting back. Well, White Dog, I always gave you a reasonable price, but basically, anytime I sold you anything, I just asked for what I paid for it, when I didn't try to make any money out of it.
Yeah, but you know who it is. I'll put it on you.
Hey, Night Ranger, that's why I like doing business with you. You didn't try to screw me over.
No, I just said, I bought it for 100, played with it for 2 or 3 months, so give me 100, I bought it for whatever I bought it, I wasn't trying to make a profit.
Yeah, man, like I said, I don't try to talk nobody down, really, not unless it looks like a piece of crap.
Has anybody heard anything about 1940 lately?
No, I haven't.
I haven't.
Careful, I was just concerned. I hadn't heard from him in a while.
The 21 the only one knows you can get a hold of them.
Yeah, I tell him, folks. I was just wondering. I hadn't heard anything from him.
They'll put in. I'm so glad all that bleed over got over dropping my mobile home over here.
Yeah, telephone. I hope the kids, their bedtimes came, and so they have to go to bed now.
I know you're right.
Alright, I'm gonna hard hook this. I'll be back in a minute.
You gonna do what? You gonna hold the horses?
I said I'm gonna hard hook this radio and go back to my old one.
Oh, poor Dan.
You need to give it a workout.
Hey, Night Ranger.
Yeah.
Did you answer 987's question?
He had something going on sideband, but I said I don't have sideband right now.
Oh, okay, he won't know that 455 if it was sideband.
Yeah, nope. AM only. And he's gone to bed now.
Oh, okay.
Terrible.
You had a bit too much Kool-Aid and you had to get in sleepy, you had to go to bed.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he said he's been drinking Kool-Aid a good bit today.
Telephone. 21.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I was asking earlier about, you heard anything from 1940? I hadn't heard him out here in a while.
No, I need to text him. My phone hadn't been where I could do that. I'll send him an email. I haven't been getting very many emails from him. He would send me, some pictures or something that he had seen or some articles or whatever like that, but I haven't had contact with him lately. My phone isn't able to text right now, but I'll try to get in touch with him. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, telephone. You supposed to get another phone this week or something, ain't you?
Yeah, hopefully on Monday.
Telephone. All right, well, this week I'll text you my number and stuff back again.
410.
The story out there?
Hello?
Yeah, call. Yeah, bring it on. Yeah, you got me in there now? Yeah, I got you. I didn't know who the heck that was over there. I had no idea I was peeing over there on that side, but yeah, what'd you ask me?
The price on those things.
Oh, yeah, I had a couple guys told me, wanted me to put it back up, but I don't know, if you want to look at it, you can come look at it, man. The two, yeah, I ain't never used it, it was tested out by a 434, but I think it'll probably stroke, though.
Hey, Tim, boy, yeah, I know how it look on that end, Roger.
I love it, man, but I don't know, 45, and a bunch of people said, man, we're going to stick it up, but I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. I like to put it up there, but, I got two hands beside me,
Hey, Tim, boy, yeah, if you put it up there, you can't run nothing. You got to just run plain radio out there, going to mess with you.
That's like having a drag car, man, and don't want to race it.
Yeah, got that right.
Yeah, I should stick it up there, but I mean, if I get rid of it, it'd be both of them together, and I let the D104 and the super, what's that mic I was talking on today, the young carpet, I couldn't remember, Superstar?
The handheld?
Yeah, when I get the D104, it comes with it too. I just let both of them go. I think I got so many mics. I like the 636. Is it just me, or number 3 is swinging backwards? Hey, Star, he talking to you. He said I'm swinging backwards.
Hey, come on back.
Audio.
No, not to me.
No, you're not swinging backwards overhead. What's that? Looks like you are. I don't know why. I said you're not swinging backwards overhead. Yeah. What you got on me, Star?
You might be close to them or doing something because you got me 30 dBs over here.
Yeah. I'm just in this mobile here, man. Running 959. Yeah, that might be what it is. You might be close to me.
Yeah.
a 959, boy. I tell you, you got me. You put you right on the D of the 30 dB, on you.
I hear you. You know, I'm a good way from you there, Slammer. That's funny, backwards. Yeah. That sounds like something 45 does backwards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. You got me on a 7 and you're swinging back to 6. I don't know why, but everybody else is going forward. That's weird. But okay, I mean, you're sounding great. I'm not saying, it sounds bad or anything. It's just funny. I'm watching the needle.
You ain't looking at it upside down, though, yet. I'm just thinking.
No, I damn sure ain't looking at it. I even got my glasses on. How about that? But I don't know. It's just everybody else. Stars going forward, and that's why I was sitting there trying to look and see if he was going forward. Everybody else is doing it. I don't know why. But anyway, all right, I'm sitting back.
As long as I'm swinging, I'm okay.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. I would say you're sounding good. You ain't nothing wrong with your sound or anything. I mean, you're powerful. I mean, I got you. You got definitely a swing in there.
Yeah. Without all that juice, Monday, when Crazy Man come out there, man, I take the radio to the doctor, man. I'm gonna get Crazy Man for suffering and loss.
Oh, no. I hear you. All right, even time, I'm sitting back. What about that? Did it because you doing it on me? I'll slap it back to you a little harder.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Pain and suffering, he said. Doggone Skippy.
Yeah.
When you want to look at that. So you can try it out, take it over there and try it out.
Let me see. What you doing tomorrow?
Probably go with my mama. I'll be back out probably about 1:45.
Hey, Tim. Okay. Well, I'll be tomorrow, Monday, one of those days. I hear you on the radio, then we get together.
I might not be on there tomorrow, and my phone's leaking, but see how I can get you on my landline?
Yeah, okay, let me get a pen over here.
Get the paper, too.
Please.
It's 343-2275.
343-2275.
Yeah, 343-2275. Hey, that was Carpus. Carpus was in front of your house the other day?
Yeah, that was him out there.
Sound like your wife could come out there and shoot him.
She thought it was somebody else, and then she knew him when she see him.
There you. Hey, give me a buzz more about one, man, and you can give me the physical address. I'll bring them both over there. I never got to turn the juice on it, man, and you know it good, no. So I don't even know what to do. I told you could have used it tonight and see what it's doing, but you can use it, for a while to see what you think. I can't do nothing over here with them dudes over there, man. I'd be wanting to put the gloves on them.
Yeah, I know you feel like getting back in the ring with somebody.
Yeah, I'd like to do it legally, but he want to get on radio, and y'all know how the ham operators are. They don't like CBers.
Yeah, and they forgot. They used to talk on it also.
Yeah, I do what they like doing, talking, man. They like we out here doing something wrong, man, and I don't get out here that much anyway. It'd be nice talk on it. I love that radio, man. What is that, 2517, right?
Like 10-4.
Oh, yours kicked the bucket?
Yeah, mine kicked the bucket on me.
Yeah, give me a call, and I'll catch you later. I'm going to get off here and on the other. Hey, white dog, I heard you in a while. You still there?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I got my neighbor. He's moving over there right between you and Carpet, man. He's 262, I think Crazy Man told him today. Easy does it.
Yeah, no, is he a ham operator?
No, he's cool, man. No, he's not a ham operator. No, I don't want none of that.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, but he got a good rating. I'm trying to think of the name of that rating he's got. He's got a good. I haven't seen one of them ratings in a while. Connex.
All right, 10-4.
Well, I'm a ham operator, but this is where I started on the OCBs, and I'm cool with everything with, other ham operators, yeah. Some of them don't like CBers, but they need to get over it with me.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Bones.
Everybody, Bones.
Yeah, I hear you out there. Go ahead, talk to me.
Yeah, you got White Dog over here in Somerville.
Yeah, there, White Dog. I'll wave a hand at you, my friend. Well, I'm over here in Goose Creek. I'm over here by Red Bank and what's that? Harbor Lake.
Yeah, man, you sounded good.
Not this little quarter walk with the coat hanger.
Yeah, I'm over here, exit 199.
Yeah, and 4.
Tell him I got him, WD.
Over there.
He gotcha.
Yeah, somebody doing that cackle. Somebody doing that chicken cackle.
Crazy, man, put that chicken down. That thing ain't done yet.
Hey, crazy man, key on me.
Not me. He's eating his cookie and cream ice cream.
Oh, no, I think he got you, Star. Brig Channel 12, Brig Channel 12. Hey, Sawblades waving a hand at Channel 12, World Radio Night. With 1974 Solid State Messenger 250 and a D104 with the eagle on the back of it. Hey, Channel 12, Sawblades waving a hand. I'm on there. Back out.
Yeah, come on, Sawblade. Come on back to the White Dog.
Hey, White Dog, how you doing, man? I'm glad to hear you on there, and I'm waving a hand to you. You're coming in real clear over here in the corner.
Yeah, right back to you, man. That radio's sounding good.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. It's little Illuminator's equipment there. He's normally got some pretty good sounding equipment there. He's got me hooked up a little bit.
All right, dear Sawblade. Just heard you out there, wanted to wave a hand. I'm going to let somebody else in here now.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Where was that song played at?
We come for you.
In the sawmill.
That's all we need.
Yep, he's over there where he cut all the wood at the sawmill.
Hey, Bones.
Yeah.
Did he ever... Hold on. Did he ever come back?
He didn't.
No, negatory.
That's what happens, man. That's what happens when you're married. You get on lockdown.
I don't know about that now. But
No, he's got a great lady there, she don't mind him be sitting there in his room and chit chatting.
Hey, Channel 12. Go ahead. Hey, this is the Knob Man out in Cottageville. Y'all still got radio night going on? Oh, yeah, Knob Man. Those slammers waving. Top of the evening to you there. Roger. Go ahead and say what you got there.
He got a little radio called a little girl.
I got old General Lee mobile hooked up in the house there with a Silver Eagle D104 and making a little bit of noise there, Roger. Tell for it not, man. You're sounding good now. I appreciate it. I just want to get out there and wave a hand at everybody. Tell them enjoy the rest of the evening and the weekend.
catch some of you on the flip side there.
Hey, you be blowing donuts. Look out for him.
All right, here, not man. You got yourself a fine one. Slammer. Put it at you later.
Yeah, hello, Not Man. Hey, Not Man, you're making a good trip. 21 waving.
Hey, how you doing there, 21? Sound like you're doing better than you were last week.
Yeah, Roger. Got a little bit of rest there. Worked on my truck all day. But I went inside and laid down for about an hour and got rested up. So I said, well, I got to get out there tonight. But good to hear you out there. You say you're going to put your antenna up a little bit higher?
I think since the last time I talked with you, I think I might have put up a different antenna. I got a Serial 813, or I don't remember the numbers, but it's a Serial, and I'm talking on a different radio setup than I had the last time I was out here.
Oh, okay. I got mixed up there, but it's doing a good job.
I appreciate it. No, y'all making a decent trip out here in Cottageville, that's for sure. But, yeah, man, I'm going to jump back off this thing and let y'all carry on. I just want to get in there and wave a hand.
Roger, if you can, get on the computer and check it out and leave a message on that chat room there.
All right, yeah, I'll see if I can pull this laptop out and get it rolling.
Roger.
Hello there, not man. We're doing donuts.
Yeah, man, didn't make no donuts today. Sure did eat a few of them, though.
It sounds like you over your chair, though. Boy, it sounds like.
Oh, night man, blowing smoke.
Hey, good evening to you, Night Man. Night Man out around Cottageville, sounding real good around 15 photo receiver around downtown. So just think you ought to know.
10-4, yeah, I heard you out of North Charleston there, and I heard old Sawblade out there. He's making a good trip to Cottageville as well. And like I say, I'm picking up all you fellas pretty good out here in this big old town.
Hey, Nightman. Hey, Nightman over there in Cottageville. Hey, Nightman, Sawblade's waving a hand, and we got you in our receiver over here in the corner, over here in Monk's Corner. Sawblade's waving a hand. Back out.
Nightman, you sounding good around Manning, South Carolina. Hey, Nightman, 0500, Mr. Big Ben, on where you at, boy? Yeah, I got a copy. He said 570 to Big Ben. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be over here around Manning, South Carolina. They Roger. 10-4 on the Manning. All right. Mother Nature must be in my favor this evening. And, yeah, man, you doing a fine job yourself there. Yeah, I sure do appreciate it, man. I figure I'd bump this thing down, wave a hand at you, and let you know that you are being heard over here around Clarendon County. You got it going on there, Roger. 10-4. Appreciate it. Check.
Working now.
Yeah, Simon said I was swinging backwards.
Yeah, but everybody else was, then you know you
Hello, 15-4, the crazy man waving.
Hey, crazy man, you got it going on too.
Get up there to you, crazy man. 15-4 right back.
Now, 410. There's one part I can sneak myself in this radio, between all this bleed over here I get.
Yeah, that right on the bleed over. It's kind of, it seemed like to me a little bit noisy out there tonight.
You guys have it every time I want to shout something about it, there comes the bleed over my whole shoot.
Got White Dog over there now.
Yeah, White Dog ahead. Somebody outside there bleeding back on me too.
Bones and number 3.
I bet you right over there on 14 there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can't get him better far away from that.
I don't know, man.
Hey, 21, you know what the deal is with that. Hey, 21, you know.
So you know that problem that talking going a few miles away from each other. That's bad.
Oh yeah, I know what's going on there. But anyway, now see if I did that, oh man, they'd be like hating on Dirty Diaper, you know.
What's that no good dirty diaper?
Yeah, it's good to be Dirty Diaper as long as you don't have nothing going on.
That's right. That's right.
Crank up a bunch of stuff over here. That's that Dirty Diaper. I can't hear you.
Did you make it back?
Then the name calling start taking place then, Roger.
Yeah, just show up and start hollering there, Roger.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm gonna stand by.
Check.
Bones, did you make it back?
Excuse you. No, we ain't heard that sleepyhead out there yet.
That crazy man, did you catch him on 14? He's just on there a while ago there, Roger.
Yeah, there's three is out there now on this channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the WD came over here on 14. I don't know if I was bleeding. I don't know how I was bleeding over. That's amazing.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, you got that right. All three of y'all bleeding, giving me a hard time over here. Couldn't hear nobody on y'all three over there. I can do some bad bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You need one of them voodoo buckets. You need to let's make you one of them voodoo buckets there, crazy man.
You know how to make it, you make it, I get it.
What is a voodoo bucket?
That voodoo bucket will bleed like hell, man. You take a 5-gallon bucket and you wrap some copper wire inside and get some what you call it? You can get that salt. Oh, rock salt. That's right. Rock salt and beach sand, real fine sand, or just sand for like mortar. But beach sand is finer. Mix it all up and pour water in there and let it sit for about a month. And you'll see that thing start spitting out of there. And you hook that thing to the ground on your radio.
And what will it do?
Bleed on everybody.
Oh, okay. That's a new one to me. I never heard of that.
Well, it's supposed to be like a capacitor, you know, I don't know. A lot of people don't believe it'll do it. But anyway, it's something to do.
Hey, 21.
Yeah.
I heard years ago, somebody said dig a hole around the base of your antenna and put that rock salt in there.
Yeah. Well, if that's supposed to, if you have like a ground rod or around your yard, you pour that out there and it gives you your conductivity of your ground. The dirt is better. It's like, when it's wet, your ground is real wet. Outside, you seem to get a better ground plane. The signal doesn't get absorbed by the ground as much. So that's what that kind of idea is. But I'll tell you one thing, that stuff will cause corrosion. Like if you got ground rods in the ground, it'll cause them to corrode.
Hey, man, appreciate the information.
Yeah. There's some other stuff that you can use. They call it doping. I forget it. Night Ranger probably has got a laboratory full of it over there. Magnesium sulfate and something else is a lot less caustic than rock salt.
I hear you. Well, I remember when I had my swimming pool in the backyard. I had a ground wire running from the antenna into the pool.
10-4, and then you wait till everybody gets in there then you key down, they all jump out.
Hey, that was a good one there.
Yeah, anything on this CV, you know.
Slammer. Don't forget the antenna grease you got to put on your antenna, make it get out better.
Yeah, the grease, the grease will leave over, you go slide.
Yeah, that's like I said, whatever you do, don't you dare paint that Antron 99 or that IMX 2000. Whatever you do, don't paint it because it won't get out. Here it is, a copper wire inside of fiberglass. You know, they worried about that.
I think it gets that good if you paint it green, but if you paint it red, it stops.
Oh.
You're funny.
Hey, 21, how about dirt? My intent is turning black from the dirt.
Turning black from dirt or just molding?
Man, it might be mold, but yeah, I get it. I get a lot of crap because I'm right on the parkway. Even the back side of my house gets black.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, exhaust fumes and everything else, man.
So should I maybe take the antenna down and clean it?
Well, it wouldn't hurt to kind of clean it some and get you some of that fiberglass cleaner. And be careful when you do, because it'll have all kind of hairs sticking out that'll get in your hands, and they're hell to get out, man. Wear a pair of gloves and take some light sandpaper and hit it, and then get you some fiberglass sealer and put on it.
Yeah, that sounds like a project. Maybe I'll just take it down and put a new one up.
Yeah. Well, you also want to check your connections between the sections. A lot of times, some of those washers that people use, they're not brass or stainless, and they'll start rusting in there and cause corrosion.
Tempo.
Hey, I think my antenna over here, old illuminator, and I set up, I want to say it's in the Amtron 99. It's got it up in a tree. The top of the antenna is about 63 foot up in the air, but the very tip of the antenna, instead of it being original fiberglass tip piece, it's actually got a steel whip on the end of it.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I had one like that.
What'd you say, Trey?
Let's call Slammer. I want him to look at something.
You calling him Slam and come get you, son?
Oh.
They ain't around 45 too much.
Oh, no. I don't know what show it is, but this dude, he's a black man. He does all kind of, he dresses up like a woman, this lady, and then this old man, you know, I can't remember the name of that show, but I was watching it the other night. That's funny, man. It's on all the time. I can't remember the name of it. No. This is on now. It's on now. He was his granddaughter. Oh man, was in there, and her boyfriend came over, and he was sitting in there with the old man. And the old man, you know, looking at him, says, y'all going out tonight? And he said, yes, sir. Yeah, sure am. You gonna get some? And the guy said, get. It's funny, I'm telling you.
Hey, would that be Medea?
I don't know. He's a big old guy, but he's it's dressed up like a woman, and it's funny.
Yeah, that fella that plays Medea, he's a He's a pretty big black dude. He's tall, and he plays a whole bunch of different characters. His main character, though, is Medea.
Oh, Medea? I didn't know. Is that the woman? The woman there?
I want to say his actual name is Tyler Perry.
Yeah, Tyler Perry. That's him. That thing. He's that old man. He plays him good. And he's got those big old glasses on, and and oh man.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job on there. He plays all them characters, man. Man, I can't say nothing bad about him. He's a good dude.
Oh yeah.
Old school.
It's all Blade.
Saw Blade, somebody calling you.
Yeah, go ahead there. I got my little boy with me. He's asking me a question. Go ahead there.
I'm gonna turn this up a little. I didn't know if you could. I want to see if you could hear this little radio over here from Goose Creek, number 3 trying.
Hey, number 3, we got you in there. We got you in there in the receive. Hey, Saw Blade's waving a hand. Number 3.
Yeah, top of the night too. You waving back, man. I'm kind of low there.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, you definitely making it to the corner.
You got Mo's corner?
Roger.
Yeah, we on the other end of Goose Creek. I got a pig in there squirreling.
Oh yeah, you definitely doing good there in that little mobile. That's for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate the flowers, man. I'm backing out.
How about that Saw Blade? How about it, Saw Blade 388 in Goose Creek trying?
Was that 388?
Yes, it'd be 388 there, Saw Blade. 388, one and only Bones in the creek side.
Yeah, 388. We got you in there in our receive there. Saw Blade's waving a hand at that 3.
That's what I got, BB.
Hey, Bones.
See, there's that number 3 come over here now, see. Now he's back on 12.
Do what?
He's in the still.
He said, go ahead.
He's right.
Hey, 500, you still in there?
He might want to get him a cooler in that 21.
Hey, Roger.
Hey, 21.
Yes, sir. Come on.
I think Tyler Perry is coming to the Coliseum pretty soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like to go see him.
Who is that?
Tyler Perry.
Oh, Tenfold.
He's funny now. That I like that old man better than the woman one, but I always want to call her Big Mama, but that isn't what it is. I don't know what he said is some other name.
It's Medea. M-A-D-E-A. Medea.
In the last movie, he's playing Medea. He's in the movie theaters now, I believe.
That's not like Cole Medea. That funky Cole Medea. Remember that?
Yeah, I know he's talking about.
Hey, that was a song, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think he's getting ready to hang it up because he's calling it the goodbye tour.
You don't need no more money.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're calling it the goodbye tour, so evidently he's getting ready to hang them characters up.
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be the last one he said he's going to do with Medea.
Well, he'll still be doing it on TV, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm quite sure he'll be doing something. I like you. I like the old man he plays too in that.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of me maybe one day.
I tell you what I do. I wish I could always see him with Red Fox. That's the character there now.
Oh yeah, old Dirty Red.
Oh yeah. I heard he can do a good show.
Yeah. Hey, 500. I don't know. I thought I heard him in there. Butterbean was telling me about up there on the mountain up there in Georgia. I think it's Mountain City, Georgia, Black Rock Mountain, whatever. I was up there years ago. That's where they're at now with a roll call on 14, but it's too much bleed over. I did hear one of them just for a second in there.
Yeah, tell folks. Hey, Slammer. Yeah, go ahead. Is this thing still swinging over there? I don't want to say it again because I make myself look like an idiot when I tell you it, but I swear to God it is on my meter. I don't know why your radio is doing that, but it is. I'm doing it. Everybody else is swinging forward. I don't know why.
Hey, Slammer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look at the video. Look at the video there. Go back and look at the video.
Yeah, tell folks. I mean, like I say, I believe it. If everybody else is saying it's swinging forward nerves, I don't know why. My radio is showing it backwards. I don't get it.
Hey, maybe it's going to the right and it needs some more room and it's going back to the left.
You wish. Yeah, I don't know why. I came up on it. It don't bother me no more. It's just, I just was tripping on it because I was like, everybody else I can see swinging forward, and I'm swinging forward as I'm talking, so I just don't know. I don't know why.
Hey, look at it now. I turned everything down. Look at it now. What's it doing now? Oh, yo.
You're swinging forward now.
Get about it now. Oh, yo.
Yeah, you're swinging backwards now.
That means that the ring getting short, isn't it?
I was saying, it's strange.
I believe you.
Yeah, I wouldn't say if it wasn't happening. I mean, there's no reason for me to tell you that, but like I say, it's you're the only ones I've ever seen it do it on my radio. That's just weird. But anyway.
Hey, you running a power light?
No, man. I'm running this 959 Galaxy Blue. Running the 636 static, man. One member Cowboy used to talk on. He's the one who encouraged me to use that. Why you ask?
Well, I know when my battery starts going weak over here, I have a lot of problems with this swinging back.
I don't know if you can hear me, number 3, but yeah, you swinging backwards on my meter as well there. This is the Knot Man out in Collegeville, and it's got a steady back swing to it.
That's weird. Don't get it.
Yeah, like I say, you're up on number 8, almost a 9, and then when you start talking, it goes to back to 7. So that's weird, like I say.
Is my modulation? I mean, you got my modulation in there real good. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no problem with your modulation. There's no problem with your power and everything else. It's just, like I say, I've never seen it happen when anybody else is talking to me, or talking on the radio, but it is beautifully doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up 45 south. He should be home probably about an hour probably from the hockey game, but go back and watch that recording. No, that's strange, man. I'm glad you told me that. Not, man, you said you got me backwards, too. Maybe I'm backwards tonight.
You are swinging backwards a little bit there, 3.
That's normally caused by overdriving. That's normally the condition that perceives that.
That's what I was thinking, too, 15-4.
I turned it down. How about now? Is it still swinging backwards there, Slammer?
No, you're swinging forward now.
The same modulation?
Yep, same modulation.
So I got a knob on this thing, man, and I trying to find the sweet spot, and it's about, I guess, on the number that would be probably at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but right now you're swinging forward now.
Okay, now what you got me swinging right now? Audio.
About the same swing as you was, right at almost a 9 swing, right at going all the way to 10.
Okay, I appreciate that, man, and that's what I thought. I was probably overdriving a little bit, but
Oh no.
yeah, y'all.
Telfo, I was going to say, I mean, I didn't think I was going crazy yet, but you never know.
Yep.
Yeah, I got enough room up here. You can come on up here, be crazy.
Top of the evening, number 352 waving a hand.
What's up, 5-2? What's up?
Not a thing, man. Just heard you out there want to shout at you.
I appreciate that, man. You over here off of 27, it is?
Yeah, 2778. Where you at?
I'm over here in the creek, man.
Sounding bodacious over here, man, no doubt.
I appreciate those flowers. I'm probably about, that field you used to go to, or with your son playing ball, I'm about 3 miles from there.
Tempo.
Well, you have a good one, man. I'm glad you yelled at me.
10 Roger, 352 standing by.
Hey, 5-2, if you get a chance, run by over there at 1940 and see how he's doing.
Yeah, I ain't heard Eagle Beach out there. What's going on with him? You talked to him?
I hadn't talked to him in a while. He was, not feeling good there a while back, but I haven't heard him on the radio in about a couple of months there. But he's right over there on top of you.
Yeah, he's right around the corner from me. Yeah, I was wondering what was going on. I see his car back there, and he's still got his antennas and all that. I guess he's still back there. I mean, I see his automobile and all, but, I'll stop by there tomorrow.
Yeah, Temple. Yeah, if you don't mind there, and see how he's doing there. So, yeah, good old guy there, man. Good old fella there. And his dog there, I forgot the name of his dog there. It's a pretty neat dog.
Yeah, I met him. I've been over to his place a couple times there, and I've chatted with him. Yeah, I need to stop by there. I haven't heard him on the radio. I just figured been missing him.
Roger. Well, my phone, I lost the part where you see who's calling or what you're dialing or whatever. That part, the flip phone thing went out. So I don't know. I can't tell what I'm texting or who's calling or whatever. I can call out. People can call in. I don't know who they are or whatever, but so I can't text him or anything, and I don't have his number. I do on the email. I can go way back and do all that, but I just been real busy. But that'd be great, man. If he needs anything, let me know.
Campo 21.
Roger. How's your son doing?
He's doing real good.
10-4, is he playing football or getting ready or?
He's practicing and all that stuff. He's doing track and field, but yeah, he went back to playing football and finished out and had a great season and ready to start varsity football with the high school over there in Somerville.
Oh, okay. Is he going to go to Somerville High School?
Yeah, Somerville High. That's where he was in junior varsity last year, 10th grade. He goes 11th this year.
Yeah, that's where I finished up going to school over there. I just missed going to the old one by 1 year. Matter of fact, that summer they changed it there, so I went to that new one.
Yeah, from Rawlings over there to the new high school, right?
Yeah, but used to have to ride the bus over to shop class.
Yeah, you ride it over the boat out there and give it. Out there in Dorchester.
No, we used to ride the school bus from the new school back to the old school for wood shop.
Temple, they changed that up too. It's way out there in Dorchester now, out there at 178, 78.
Yeah, 10-4 on that way. You talking like almost 50 years ago.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, my daddy and them, they went over there to the high school when it was first built over there across from Tasty Freeze and whatnot.
Yeah, 10-4, yeah. Yeah, the Tasty Freeze, man. That's Boone Hill Road there. Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, man. Well, I might even know him. I don't know. Might even know him there. But anyway, I had to go back and look at my school annual books and all. But all right, man, we'll get together sometime. I got to get with your brother sometime too and see about getting a windshield for a vehicle there. And I don't want to do it when it's cold. I like to do them in the summertime. So I'm just funny about that. I don't like doing windshields in the wintertime.
10-4. Well, it's starting to warm up now.
10-4. Oh yeah. All right. Well, how about your sister and her husband there? When you say they moved out to Cottageville?
Yeah, affirmative. They got a little thing they setting up the base station and getting it all right before they get online. But yeah, he's got all the stuff in his new CD room garage shop.
Good. Good to get someone on out that way, and hear them out there. All right, man. I'm gonna get out your way.
Whatever happened to that old fellow out there that out there at Give Hands that used to talk there, Carpet's daddy's buddy.
Slowpoke?
Yeah.
I still hear him out there once in a while. He might be sandbagging in there right now.
10-4.
So those freaking duct tape.
Night Ranger, did you go to sleep?
Let me show again.
Come in.
Hey, good evening, 21. Everybody else. 165 on the island.
Man, how you been?
Well, I just got home, had some Chinese. Doing good.
10-4, Roger, on that there. Well, that sounds good. Sounds good. Did you have any squid? Did you eat some calamari or what do you call it?
I stay away from that. I have some General Tso's chicken and an egg roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I tell you what, I love some egg rolls. I like certain ones that the way they fix them. Other ones, some kind of spice they put in. But my favorite is the egg roll, and I like to mix up the soup. I like to get a little bit of the hot soup thing and drain the juice off and put those vegetables in there and then put that chicken thing in there with the egg drop in there.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Sounds good. Well, let me tell you what I'm on. I'm on Uniden 980 Fairchild with one of those little LMW KL203s, and that's it.
Roger, you got a IMAX or Antron?
No, it's about the same antenna about a Night Ranger book. It's the same one, but made out of the wire.
Oh, okay, I got you. Great, that's sounding good.
That's a good deal.
Sounds good to me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. You all sound good. I've been sitting here listening to you guys for a few minutes. Well, everybody sounding good.
I'm running 165.
Right out, good.
Yeah, man, I got a good copy on you this evening.
A good deal. I'm not pushing much. I don't know. I'm only probably dead keying 30, swinging to maybe 120. But good deal, man. My antenna's up. It's just a wire antenna. It's up pretty high, though. Maybe 80 feet or so. But it works good. Well, good to hear you, man.
165. Heard you out there. Haven't heard you in a while. Just wanted to wave a hand. You got the old white dog over here on the side.
All right, white dog. You take it easy, man. 165 on the island.
All right, 165, 116 over here in Berkeley, came away.
Oh, I got you, crazy man. Good to hear you, man. Hope everything's well.
Yeah, 410. Yeah, I thought I'd give my chance and get my 2 cents in and say, hope you have a good one and a safe one. God bless you and yours. They call me 116 way back out.
All right, crazy man. Crazy, you sound good, man. Thanks, you. I appreciate it. You as well. We'll see you later. 165.
What down?
White Dog, what's going on with your radio? Sound like it's got a little bit of trouble with the mic or something?
15-4. 15-4, my weekday partner in crime there. How are you?
That's pretty good, man. It's good to hear you out there, man. I know everybody wanted to speak at you because we miss you. So you back again, got the mobiles up, so we ought to be handling a lot of 165.
That's right. That's right. Hey, when I spoke to you yesterday, was it? I think it was yesterday. This is a power mic this time. Does it sound different?
Yeah, I could tell it's a power mic. The power mic's got that little sound to it. It sounds good, man.
Good deal. I appreciate it, 15-4. All right. I'll be standing by. Sounding good, man.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, right, 15-4.
Hey, hello there, White Dog. We back to you come out.
Yeah, man, what you doing?
Not a whole lot, man. Just reading the mail and it's just middle of tax season. This is my season, so kind of staying kind of busy doing that there, right?
Now, hey, man. Well, like I said, tell everybody else. I heard you out there and wanted to wave a hand.
All right, dog. Sounding good back in North Charleston. As always, you always sound good, dog. But I'll see you later. I'm clearing out.
Beep, beep.
Get out of here with all that beep beep. Wow, we have gone to this.
Well, 9 out of 10 times you tell me not to do something, we're going to do it.
That's right.
We gonna say we ain't gonna do it.
Roger that.
Oh, it's all right.
Hey, crazy man. Hey, Saw Blaze waving a hand.
You keep on waving that hand, you ain't gonna have no fingers left.
Yeah, it builds up muscle in that wrist for other late night activities there with the old lady.
Oh, you can't wave your hands anymore, you have to do your toes.
Hey, Subway.
Yeah, go ahead, White Dog.
Yeah, I tell you, whenever you're running, stick with that. You sound good.
Yeah, 10-4. 10-4, I'll take that advice. I like this little Johnson here. It's a little older than the Galaxy that I normally use. I think both of them sound pretty decent. I pay attention a little bit to 21's meter there that he runs on old Saturday, old radio night on Saturday, and the messenger, it does sound good, and you're sounding good over here.
Hey, man, save the flowers for yourself. Right there, Saw Blade. Your White Dog on the side.
Hey, Saw Blade.
Yeah, go ahead there.
Yeah, Gray Eagle out in Oklahoma wanted to know about that 102-inch whip. I was going to tell you the story about the one I had. It might have been like the second antenna I had up on this tower. I got the antenna from 92, and it didn't have a top whip, so I put a 102-inch whip on it. Long time ago, I don't know how long ago, but they didn't have IMAX 2000 back then. They had the Antron 99, and it was tearing up everybody, So a guy that's talking out of Canada one time, and we heard him up there, and they said, well, to eliminate a lot of that, you put a 102-inch steel whip up on there. So anyway, I never did try it until I got that one from him. It didn't have it. So I put it on there, and you have to adjust the rings a little bit, but everything's fine. It worked real good. I never had a problem with it. One day that was a storm coming through, me and my wife was sitting on the couch with the back towards my CB room, and had the windows shades up, and I heard something go like that. I mean, it wasn't very loud. And I turned around and looked, and that antenna come out of the sky on fire. The whip now, the steel part, was on fire and come and hit the ground. It shattered that whole antenna out there like fiberglass snow. And when it finally later, whenever the storm was gone, I went out there and looked at that antenna, and it was bent in a S shape, and it was blown off about 2 foot of it, and it was purple.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. I want to say I heard a little bit of something about that from old Illuminator over there, and I think he told me that story. Yeah, I climbed up in that tree. I got the antenna. The antenna isn't the tallest thing around. There's quite a few trees around me that's a little bit taller than that, so I was trying to take that into account, and I had to adjust some rings a little bit. I had to climb up there in that tree and adjust some rings a little bit to get it tuned in.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah. A lot of times when you get them up above the ground somewhat, they change different, SWR goes up and down on them. But I didn't ever have any problem with it on mine. I like a metal, whip on the end. I think it's better because it kind of is less likely to break, but that's just me. But yeah, you'll be all right. But I'm just saying, that gray eagle out there was on the internet and I was asking about it. So I thought I'd retell that story.
10-4, roger that. This whole thing here, I don't even think the tip of the antenna might be just a little bit above the treetop that it is in itself, but almost the whole antenna is right alongside with the tree. So I'm surprised it does all right, but I think it's doing okay.
Right. Oh yeah, man, that thing sounds good. Really, really does there. That's a good setup you got there. So really enjoy hearing that radio.
Yeah, everybody else out there, they sound pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of good radios right now going on.
10-4.
What?
Yes, sir.
You know the other name for that antenna you were talking about?
No.
That steel whip on it is called a lightning rod.
Yeah.
I had a bolt of lightning hit my Solarcon Max 2000 and it exploded. I came home and it was at night and there was like all these long stringy fibers all over the driveway. And I was like, what the heck is that? And then I went in the yard and looked up and my antenna was, what was left of it was bent over. It looked like somebody stuck a stick of dynamite in the bottom of it and exploded it.
I know that's what happened to this one. It was blown off all the way down to where that thing mounts to the pipe. Blew it up.
Yeah, I had maybe a half a foot to a foot of the antenna above where the coil hooks up, and then it just splintered in all directions.
Yeah, I want to say that antenna. I was told the antenna didn't need a ground or something, but we put a ground on it, going all the way to the ground itself with a spike in it.
That's the way to do it.
I've lost 3 antennas to lightning. I lost a 5/8 wave Radio Shack ground plane. I lost a half-wave vertical dipole hanging from a tree on the top of a tree, and then that Solarcon Max 2000.
Mr. T had that super penetrator up there, and lightning hit that thing and put a dent in the side of it, in the pipe, in the metal, in the vertical, put a dent in the side of it. Is the weirdest thing.
Where is that old Mr. T at? He might have fell asleep sitting back in that chair.
He said something about he was rearranging a room and he's going to be looking at, instead of looking at the wall, he's going to be looking at the ceiling. I don't know.
10-4, roger that.
Well, fellas, we enjoyed it. We're going to call it a night. We enjoyed all the get back and all the chit-chat. We'll do it again next week, no doubt about it. Y'all know who it is. 15-4 in this hand said all that. I'm clear to go.
All right, good night, neighbor.
Good night, 15-4.
All right, 15-4. See if you can do something about these people not getting that as much money back on the return this year. You know, they didn't put as much in every week, and they thought that the government was going to give them something. You know, they was making more money, but they just wasn't putting it all in there. And now, whenever the money come back, the return come out, they're not getting as much. If there's any way you can help them out, I sure would appreciate it. All right, I'm back out.
Yeah, okay. We're going to get to work right on that, no doubt about it. 21 and the band, appreciate it. 15-4. Bye-bye.
Catch you later. You can take care. Have a good one. They call me 116. We're back out in 10-7 myself. Y'all have a good one out there.
All right, good night, 15-4.
Hey, 15-4, Salt Lake said you have a good night now.
All right, South Blaze 165, crazy man. I'm putting out.
15-4, have a good night. I'll talk to you later, Night Ranger listening.
All right, Night Ranger with the man with the Radio Shack TRC, no doubt about it. Never forget it. Bye.
1954, West Tennessee. Good night. I'm up behind. I go in 10-7 too. Y'all have a good one. White Dog, Salt Blaze, and the Squeaky Man of West Charlotte, 21, and that 165 out there, and went back out in 10-7.
See you later, crazy man.
Young man, have a good one. Go to bed. I am going to bed. I guarantee you. My eyes have been pulling back in my head a while ago.
Do you got your eyes, get them drops in your eyes yet?
Oh, I did every one of them today.
Right.
All right, crazy man. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one.
I that 755 got all about you there. My damn going on so far back in my head I barely can think.
Sounds so. All right, go get some sleep and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
What then?
Hey, crazy man, Salt Blaze said you have a good night. And I'm probably going 10-7 myself. Salt Blaze going 10-7 and back out.
What then, that's all, babe. Catch you later. Yeah, the old man out of there. Hello for a minute. Wait, 10-7.
I'm waiting on this guy coming from Virginia. That's the only reason I'm still up.
Crazy man, before you go.
I know, go ahead and put it in the bucket.
No. Is it going to rain tomorrow?
They calling rain tomorrow.
What time?
They didn't say what time. It's sometime in the afternoon when it's in.
Okay.
Over there anyway. I don't like to be outside in the rain.
Oh. You going to babysit tomorrow?
Yeah, poor Tim.
Okay. Well, you going to sit inside for that, aren't you?
Oh, heck yeah. I'll get good over there and get that lazy boy church you got over there. The TV be watching me and the dog be watching me too. I'll be sound asleep.
Yeah, Roger. What happens if the dog has to go to the bathroom? You just push him out the door on a rope?
I tell him you gotta go shit and run right outside the door there.
Just put a couple of paper towels on it.
That's in concrete.
Oh, shit.
So you better have I get the water hose and wash it up and back out in the street. Everybody run over. Well, we go.
I hear that.
All right, I got to throw a comment on in here about something that happened this week.
Go ahead.
You know that actor, that gay actor that went and staged that attack on himself trying to get publicity?
Jesse?
Is his name Jesse? What was his last name?
Smollett or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, if he really wanted to get beat up for a hate crime, he should have gone, put on a MAGA hat, and walked on the campus at Berkeley.
That's what I say.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird that where he lived at 2:00 in the morning, if I had to go there and I didn't live there, I'd have to have 2 hand grenades, one on a chain around my neck with the pins hooked on it. And if I got jumped on, I just pull both of them off and blow my damn self up.
Yeah, I mean, those liberals are doing everything they could to try to make MAGA, look bad. There was some headline. There was some headline here a few weeks back about something like that,
and you looked at any other website and they said, oh, this, that, the assault or whatever it was. But if you went to TMZ and said MAGA, check with those MAGA people that did it.
Yeah. Well, another thing I thought, now what the hell is somebody going to be carrying around bleach at 2 o'clock in the morning for?
And a noose, yeah, and then holler and wear MAGA hats.
No, what it is why would you write them a check out of your bank account?
Did you see that letter he wrote?
Yeah, I seen it.
Looked like a kindergartner drew that with a crayon.
Yeah, telephone, I seen that. That was crazy.
I'm going to tell you what, they're going to get him for that, sending that damn thing through the mail, too. They hadn't just finished charging him yet. As a class 4 misdemeanor, to lie to the police and all like that. But he's got all kind of other charges, too. Attempt like accessory to kidnapping, and even though it was his own self, and they could have all kind of damn charges on him. But the federal government, I'm not trying to pile on the guy. I don't care what color he is or anything like that. But when you send something through the mail like that, that's like a threat or whatever. That's some serious stuff, man.
Well, it was just crushed aspirin. Didn't they say there was some powder in it? It was like crushed aspirin.
Yeah, powder, and had it going. And then another thing, it looked like he cut some pieces of letters out of a daggum magazine or something, and stuck on there.
Oh, yeah, he made it all look official, like it was a bomber, or a threatener.
Yeah, but what I looked at and I saw that stick figure made with crayon, and it looked like a little gun. I thought, you know what? That's some little kid or something doing that.
Well, what was so crazy is, and the whole reason why they're saying he did it was because he wasn't getting paid enough on each episode. He was getting $65,000 for each episode.
I couldn't make it on that.
Yeah, me either. It'd be a rough life, buddy.
I might get beat up too. Shit.
Well, see, hopefully he won't be making anything now that's come out.
Oh, no, I think his career just went down the toilet on that one, but...
Yeah, man, the mainstream media, they were all over that, too. Oh, that's MAGA. They had to jump on that.
Those guys and women or whatever, some of them that's like in, not just the movies, they get on there and they all of a sudden they think they're ambassadors to the whole world and they know so much. They don't have any common sense. I mean, look here, the cops, they do this all day long. There's only so many scenarios. It's like, that game you'd play. Well, what did the butler do it? Or was it Mrs. McIntosh with a hammer in the kitchen? There's only so many things that can possibly happen. And once they narrow that down, I mean, you just don't mess around with people. You don't try to fool the cops like that. What they need to do too. There was all kind of people getting killed up there in Chicago, and they had at least 8 detectives working that thing around the clock. Sometimes 12. You imagine the money that was spent on that crap.
Well, Danny Bonaducci said it best. He said actors are basically people who weren't smart enough to make it in the real world. He said, and they finally get on some TV show and a bunch of smart writers give them smart things to say. And after a while, they start to think they're smart because, everybody in public thinks they're smart, but it's really a smart script writer that's giving them the smart stuff to say. Then one day they step in front of the camera without the script writer, and that's when you find out just how dumb they are.
That's exactly right.
Hey, I'll tell you what, something about that Jesse Smollett there. He's old buddy with Adam Skiff and Kamala Harris and Cory Booker's, and there's all kinds of photos with him and rallies and stuff like that. And it was either a day before or a day after the quote-unquote mega lynching happened. Kamala Harris, Tim Scott, which is a South Carolina dude, and Cory Booker tried to pass a bill and passed a bill that has something to do with lynching in it. And I've also heard that he is Kamala Harris's nephew.
And I saw that something like that posted on the internet. I don't know if I believe that yet because there's so much crap on Facebook. You know, so many false things to get somebody get somebody's picture and make something ridiculous and claim they said it. So I saw that, but I'm not ready to believe it yet. It could be true, but I'm not swallowing it just yet.
With Tim Scott, I kind of find that hard to believe. That he's pretty level-headed guy.
Yeah, it was a bipartisan bill. I read that on there. It was in a news article.
Trying to pass it. I don't know if it passed the House or not, but they did have a bill up there trying to pass it. And it's for the only, because we're one of the only states that does not have one of them bills in place.
Well, it might be a good thing. I mean, if they don't, everybody has to have one. I mean, go ahead and get one, you know. I don't know. But Tim Scott, I met him. I know some people that work with him, and he's a pretty good guy. But, you know, I don't know any of those people. I tell you what, I stay out of all that because, you know, what can I do about it? You know.
Hate crime bill, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, it's called the hate crime bill. And we're one of the only states, there's only like 3 other states that don't have it. And that's why they're trying to pass it now.
Hey, Tim Scott. I like Tim Scott. I like Trey Gowdy. And we got another fella in there, and he's on TV a lot, and he's pretty pro-Trump there. And he's trying to get all those FBI guys and DOJ fellas that was the top-ranking members in Obama's administration there to like McCain there, and he's trying to figure out what's going on with all that right now.
Yeah, the only one that you mentioned that I don't care for is that Booker guy. That guy, I think he is just crooked as hell myself.
Who's that, Cory Booker? I don't like Cory Booker.
Yeah, that's the only one, or the one of the main ones. I think he's all in the BS when it comes to all that myself.
Hey, Cory Booker and the Kavanaugh hearing. Cory Booker and Kavanaugh hearing claimed he was Spartacus.
Yeah, I heard that myself.
He was Spartacus.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me.
He said, yeah, I have to do this, even though it's against the law, rules, and regulations. And this is my Spartacus moment, is what Cory Booker said.
Yeah, they think they're above the law. They don't think they have to follow the law.
Yeah, it's like Animal Farm. You got pigs and cows and everything, and all of us are equal, but some are more equal than others.
It's called immunity. Right. They have immunity. Hey, fellas, I don't mean to cut anybody off, but anybody out there any good with these CB radios?
Just talking on them.
Just talking on them, man. I just had a question for somebody. See if I can get this problem tweaked out.
Well, go ahead and ask the question, and we can't say, but we don't know.
Well, when Scott was around here, I paid attention to the way he hooked up my radio in my other truck. And I sold that truck, so I took my radio out. And I hooked it up just the same way he did, but I'm getting some weird static and some cracking and popping and some winding and whenever I ain't keyed up on it.
What is it? A different truck, you say?
Yes, sir.
What you got? LED lights on it?
No, I ain't got no LED lights. The only thing I didn't do that Scott did different was he took that wire wheel and cleaned off that because I got my linear hooked up to my seat bolt. That's the only thing I didn't do. I didn't take that wire wheel and clean off that seat bolt to get it down to bare.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and do that. Then run your big old ground wire to your battery.
So I'd split the ground wire from the seat bolt and then run one to the battery as well.
What do you have? You got one running to the You got one running to the battery now?
No, I got it coming out the back of my linear to just the seat bolt.
No, run one to the battery.
Yeah, that sounds like
Okay. The only reason I didn't do that was because, Scott hooked it up like that, and then I was just like replaying his step.
Yeah. Well, if you can't do it on the top, take that seat bolt and get a stainless steel bolt, go all the way through, and put the big wire up underneath the truck or whatever, wherever you can get it at, however you want to do it. Sometimes you have to run it underneath there.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I just when the truck's off, it works, like it should. But every time I turn the truck on, I just get some strange noises in there.
What kind of truck is it?
It's 2002 Chevrolet Z71.
Oh, well, I got a Z71 and it's an 04. I don't get any difference in it too much. And you sure you don't have any kind of LED lights or anything like that anywhere in the truck at all? Any kind of headlights that's HID or anything?
Maybe. I do have a set of LEDs inside for my high beams.
Well, do you get it when you run in the high beams?
No, I get it just the minute I crank my truck up and I put it from park to reverse or drive, that strange noise comes in. And it ain't different whenever I turn the high beams on.
Oh. Well, try that ground, and it's always good to ground everything and ground your radio too.
And how do I go about that? Just the wire coming out the back? I would just run a ground off of that somewhere?
Well, run a ground off of that to the battery or right to that bolt. Find a place in there that you can ground everything to, and then run a one wire to that and just other stuff that you have. Go to that point right there. And then the wire actually that's coming out of your radio isn't necessarily the ground of the radio outside. You know what I mean? That's the circuit ground or the chassis, the circuit board ground. You want to get one that grounded off the metal of the radio itself. Sometimes that'll help too. Like the mounting screw going in the side of it, run your ground wire off of that and tie it into the one coming out the back.
Yeah, 10-4. I was talking to this other fella. He was telling me that he thought that maybe my alternator was throwing those noises.
Yeah, it could be. But you're running your engine without moving it. Does it do it?
Not so much. It's a lot whenever I'm on the gas.
Okay, well, it could be your brushes are getting ready to go in there. What do you got about, let's see, you got like 120,000?
You talking about the alternator?
No, the mileage on your truck.
Oh, yeah, no, I got 165,000.
Yeah. Your brush is probably getting ready to go out in that alternator and it's arcing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was telling me that there's some kind of noise canceling something that you can put on that power wire that's running out the back of that linear that goes to the battery.
Yeah, they don't really do all that much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll get it worked out. I can't stand it whenever I'm driving. I can hear everybody, pretty good. And I suppose I'm here as well.
Yeah, Mower Junkie said that it sounded like bad plug wires.
Like spark plug wire?
Yeah. Check that.
All right, fellas. Well, I appreciate the help, and I hope I can get this all worked out. I like what Scott did with this radio. He got me talking pretty good.
10-4.
Yeah, I ain't got a problem with my Tahoe, but ever since I've had that Canyon, I've not had that bit of a problem with that one.
10-4.
Apparently that Canyon's got a lot better grounding system or something.
Roger.
Where's our old Moore junkie? Where's he located?
More junkies on the computer right now. He's up in the Midlands there, on up the road there a little bit.
He can hear me?
No, he could hear you on my computer. I'm putting it on the live over the internet.
No, Jim, how do I look at that?
You get on YouTube and check out Dirty Diaper 21 and look for the latest upload or whatever. You can do it right now. It's live or later. Just look up Dirty Diaper 21 on YouTube and you'll see the latest one. It'll have the date on it. It'll say Old Radio Night and the date and all like that.
Yes, so I'm going to have to check that out. You keep them on there?
Keep it on there. It's on there. I mean, I don't know how long it keeps on there. I got them 6 or 7 years old still on there.
Well, all right, fellas. Y'all have a good night. And I'm about to ease my way in the house. I just got a belly.
Yeah. More junkies in Camden, South Carolina.
Yeah, info on the Camden, South Carolina.
Yeah, what'd you do? Cut your box off?
Yeah, I cut it off.
Okay.
All right, fellas. Well, this is the Stone Man right here in Goose Creek, South Carolina, and I'm signing out.
10-4, 10-4. Now, he also said if you want to check it, see if it's the plug wires, go ahead and start the truck and wet the ground, wet the dirt around your truck, open hood and wet the dirt around your truck. Then take and be barefooted and grab the plug wires one at a time.
Okay.
10-4. What do you think there, Slammer? The Slammer done gone to sleep.
Yeah, he went to sleep. I say that sounds like a fine idea myself.
He ought to be able to find the one that's going bad that way, don't you think?
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Number 12 up there in Barnwell said that's a good idea. Unplug the coax from the radio and see if he still hears it there. Roger? I used to talk to Barnwell. I don't remember who it was up there. Once in a while, you could hear somebody from up there down this way.
I heard somebody in Barnwell earlier today talking.
Really?
Really?
Where was it? What was it? Sideband?
No, it was on this channel.
What?
It was coming good.
Okay, you don't know who it was?
I don't think I'd ever heard him before. He said he had Antron 99 about 25, 30 feet up.
Wow.
You got somebody on YouTube that's in Barnwell?
Yeah. Model 12, he says, around Barnwell is waving.
Well, have him come in and try to break us if he can hear it.
Hey, Model 12. What am I hollering about that way? You can hear me in the internet there. Okay. That Night Ranger can hear you. He's got that fruit bat catching antenna up there. Yeah, Mr. T needs one of those wireless mics like Mouth of the South used to use walking around. I thought about getting one of them one time too. I just never did proceed.
Yeah, little one that the Unitons. Yep.
Yeah, Roger.
There's a guy that makes a wireless headset too. Some of the ham operators use them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that wireless microphone, it doesn't just transmit back to the radio. I think the receive goes back to the microphone so you can hear the voices coming out of the mic.
Oh, good. So actually, wonder how far it can go.
I don't know, but I remember watching a video or something where somebody was talking about walking around in the yard using it.
I was just thinking maybe I could go upstairs and lay down and watch TV and leave everything on out here and talk and listen to everybody up there.
Yeah, that's saw blade that's outside.
Oh, saw blades outside.
Look on your YouTube chat.
Oh, okay.
Now I gotta check for Crazy Man, see if he really went to bed.
That's some neat stuff there.
Yeah, if that don't bring him out, nothing will.
That's the Crazy Man caller. That's like Roger Rabbit and shaving a haircut.
Yeah. No tune could resist that.
Yeah. I didn't see Mark post anything. Alexander the Great, are you on the? Are you watching the live feed?
Yeah, I didn't see him either. Oh, wait a minute. Here he is.
Yes, they did.
Here he is. You brought him out.
Okay. Only Mark will know what this is referring to. Well, that ain't good. And he'll recognize this too. And if and I don't. That's a reference to everybody else. That's a reference to a Netflix video movie. It's called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It's a collection of Western stories. The first one, they're unrelated. The first story, which is about 20 minutes long, is pretty damn funny about Buster Scruggs, and it's very amusing.
Careful.
I should not sell my shit, man. I should be able to.
Says, looks at Buster Scruggs and he says, "Does your shooting iron work?" And Buster Scruggs immediately shoots him in the forehead and says, "Seems to, yes."
Oh, Night Ranger.
Yeah.
That was let's see, number 12 and Lone Wolf. He said that was me talking on Channel 12 earlier from Barnwell. So that was him.
Okay, how are you talking to him? I didn't see it in the chat. What are you talking to him on?
I'm not talking to him. Look down below Mark, right below Mark there with a purple J. That's him right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Lone Wolf. I think that was the handle. I heard him in there talking.
Wow. Got number 3 on 14 again.
Yeah, I heard him. He said he was located between Barnwell and somewhere else up there.
Yeah, well.
See, there I wasn't imagining it.
What are you going to do?
906W wireless CB microphone and speaker in a single unit up to 100-yard range. Smart power save, active noise canceling technology, clear quality sound. $63.92 on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got a little unit and Bearcat paw on it, I think.
That's pretty good distance. Now there's a receive module that screws into the microphone on your radio, where the mic screws into. Does it say anything about being a 4-pin, or do you have to solder on your own connector, or what?
Oh, I haven't read that far yet.
Okay. I might get one of them. So you can turn the volume up and down on the mic for receive.
I don't know. I don't see a volume knob on it. There's a push button on the front. I don't know what it looks like. There might be a little push button on the front, but then there's a regular, of course, push button for Kina. But yeah, you'd have to get it to get, I guess, a better picture of how to hook it up.
How about an S meter?
Okay, it says description, product description. The unit MDC 906W wireless microphone for CB radios has everything you need in a mic. It's a noise canceling speaker and microphone in one single unit and can be used up to 100-meter range. It features secret synchronized functions, a push-to-talk control button, a volume up and down controls, and auto power off. It includes a car charger plug with USB connection, belt clip for ease and convenience, compatible with Bearcat 680, 880, 980, and SSB.
Well, that sounds like a regular Cobra type, or 4-pin. No, it'd have to be a 5-pin to get up and down channels.
Now, Bearcat doesn't have even the Bearcat doesn't have a 4-pin. It's got like a 5 or 6-pin. I forgot what it is, but it's definitely not a 4-pin.
Yeah, it'd have to have up or down. It'd have to have it to change the channels. That wouldn't work. Wouldn't work on my radio here. I could do it. It would work as long as I set it on one channel and left it on there. I couldn't change channels.
But you could if you had a Bearcat 980.
Oh yeah.
If they got one that's compatible with the Bearcat, they must have one that would be compatible with others. I would imagine.
Yeah, because I know Mouth of the South had one, and I don't think he didn't have one of those radios. But there's just no way you could change the channel on a Galaxy Saturn or with a microphone plug unless you went inside and rewired that and did a whole bunch of stuff to it. Now I'm not doing all that.
But you can still put it on the channel you want and walk around in the yard, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I want to go in the house. That'd be the answer right there.
Instead of talking on your mobile when you're out in the yard, you just take that with you.
10-4.
Almost red eye. Unite was running, and now I get this OBS. I have to solve something called libx264 library. I just hope I don't find some infected version and wind up infecting my new install of SUSE Linux in the process.
10-4. Well, you have an Apple computer. I mean, a Mac.
No, it's just a Acer computer with. I'm running the Open SUSE Linux Leap 15 version 15 on it.
Oh, I didn't know that they could get any kind of a virus on Linux.
They can. I mean, it's not immune, but it doesn't happen that often. But if you put them directly on the internet and you don't shut down the unnecessary services and lock down the TCP wrapper, yeah, they can pop in through SSH or various services. But me, when I've worked for the DoD, I know how to lock that stuff down.
10-4.
But see, I'm installing source code off the internet because apparently, unfortunately, it doesn't come with this library it needs. So I got to go get the source code off the internet. And if unfortunately I were to get a compromised source code and then install it myself, then yeah, I'd be putting some on there I didn't want and not know it.
Linux users are normally a little bit more unique with the knowledge of all that stuff there. I remember a long time ago when Linux was out, and I used to have it on my computers. It used to be a little penguin way back when. I don't know if it's still that.
Yeah, that's Tux. That's his name, Tux. That logo's still around.
Yeah, I remember way back when I used to run it on there. I couldn't run a whole lot of programs on it at the time, though. So I just stayed with Windows.
Well, I'm a Linux administrator. That's part of what I do for a living, so I have it on all my computers. And I stay in Linux most of the time. Occasionally I'll boot into Microsoft. But when I bought this laptop, it had Windows 8 on it. And or was it 8.1? It had Windows 8, and I just hated Windows 8. And so I just immediately threw it off and went and downloaded whatever SUSE Linux 14.2 or 3, whatever it was at the time, and put that on there and said, the heck with Windows 8.
Yeah, 10-4, agreed with that.
Windows 7 is okay. I haven't tried Windows 10 yet, but yeah, I didn't like Windows 8 at all.
I got Windows 10 on my Microsoft tablet there. It's a Microsoft Surface Pro 4. Man, I spent like $1,300 on the dang on thing there, and it updates a lot. I don't know about Windows 10. I really don't know about Windows 10.
I got it. I've had it a couple different ones. I've got it on one. It's this one, the latest one. I got a newer one than this. My son bought me. This one right here is Core i5, 7th generation Dell, Inspiration 15 or 1.5. It's got a electronic hard drive in it.
Solid state drive. Yeah, I mean, my mail server is ancient. The computer I used to run Shadowstorm, that's a 2004, was it a Celeron laptop that my uncle gave me. It was one of the IBM, before Lenovo, IBM ThinkPad before Lenovo bought them. And I've had a SUSE Linux running on that thing nonstop for years. It still runs perfect, but because that thing's got age on it, I'm like, at some point I need to replace that thing, but it still runs perfect. I can't remember what version of SUSE Linux I've got on it.
It don't ever shut off 24/7?
Nope. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've seen Linux run for a year and a half without being rebooted and still run perfect.
Yeah.
But I used Windows on that laptop up till about 2009, but since about 2010 or 11, yeah, it's been running nonstop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 years, or 65 days a year. Anytime you email me a Shadowstorm or go to the webpage or do anything Shadowstorm, you're interacting with that computer.
Okay.
Hey, there's some here on eBay. Cobra CA Bluetooth 4 wireless Bluetooth CB radio headset. It's for all 4-pin CB radios for $34.99.
That's probably transmit only on that one, though. Oh, no, it could be. I guess you could hook it up. Maybe I spoke too soon. It might do the receive, too.
It's got a little microphone on it.
I have to check it out.
It says Cobra all-in-one CB and cell phone Bluetooth wireless microphone system. Bluetooth wireless microphone system for CB radio and cell phone use for all 4-pin CB radios. Pairs with all Bluetooth-enabled cell phones. One-touch hand-freeze protocol and rechargeable. One-of-a-kind wireless microphone system.
Hey, Tony, what?
Yo.
I got to rub something in. You know, we were talking about the internet bandwidth. I got a letter from Monk's Corner, you know, the home telephone company, and apparently for everybody in the area, they just doubled our bandwidth without raising the price. I'm at 10 megabits now.
Yeah, me at 1.7.
But yeah, I got that. I was like, well, damn, that was nice. Doubled my bandwidth and didn't even charge them anymore. And I mean, 5 megabits has been doing just fine, but 10, I was like, well, okay.
Yeah, well, beware.
Why?
Well, they're going to go up on it later.
Well, they might do it later. That's true. They wish one I'll back it down to 5.
Hey, we get 56 megabytes a second over here.
Man, you're probably paying more than I am.
Who do you have?
Home telephone.
Oh, okay.
Well, you got the same one, but what are you paying? I'm paying like, what is it, $35 a month?
Well, we got fiber optic running in here with that old box on the wall there. What do we pay? $65 a month.
Yeah, so yeah, I've got fiber optic too, but I'm just paying. I'm not the lowest plan. I'm like the next one up, but you're higher up the plan than I am.
Oh yeah, 10-4. I tell you what, I really want. I want that gigabyte a second there that they got. I'm pretty sure they got a gigabyte a second now, and that would be nice.
I don't think I'd notice any difference. I mean, I could do anything I want now. The YouTube videos and Netflix, they're not lagging or anything. You know, my downloads are already quick. I don't know that I'd notice the difference if I doubled it.
Hey, that bandwidth right there, that's some youngins getting on the video games and all them people gaming and stuff. And that's putting out a lot of bandwidth out there.
If you got multiple people in the house all doing multiple stuff at the same time, yeah, you know, at that point I might start, you know, piling up. Just think, I don't know, you may not be old enough to remember, but shoot, for those of us who were 20 years ago, heck, we were all on, what was it, 28.8 and 33.6 modems, and then back in the 80s, those of us remember that, we were running 1200 baud modems.
I got into computers when 14.4K modems. That's when I got into computers.
Commodore 64.
Yeah, when I first got in there, we didn't have modems, but maybe they did. They were 300 baud probably. And then when I bought my first computer, I bought a 1200 baud modem. Most of that was fast at the time. And if you had 2400, you were paying through the nose for a modem to do 2400 baud. But most of the BBS's internet wasn't even around much. BBS's generally didn't have 2400 baud modems. You were paying big bucks to get that. And then when I finally got back into computers, then I got a 33.6 modem, I think it was.
What was it that printed out? You couldn't really, everything was all printed out, just, printing.
Those are both BBS systems where it was just text messages. Yeah, it's kind of stream across the screen.
Yeah, it was just printing out that we had that. I don't remember, it's been so long ago. And it, just take, the paper folds back and forth and print, and you got to read it all.
Yeah, and the 1200 baud modem, if I remember right, was like beep. And then the 28.8 and the 33.6 was like beep.
Yeah. That thing would bleed on other stuff too.
I remember those. Yeah, I got a Commodore C128 with a. I bet Mark remembers. Mark was at the 1670 modem. I thought that's a Commodore 1670 modem. I bet I'm sure I can't let him know that stuff. Mark's probably still got it. He's a collector if there ever was one.
He said, yeah.
He's probably still got all that stuff. He's a pack rat.
Yeah, we had a Commodore 64. I remember that. We also eliminated Mr. T there. He had a computer that we had gotten, and it actually ran off from cassette tapes. It had data stored on cassette tapes. It looked just like a cassette tape. You could put it in there and everything, but it ran off from those cassette tapes, and it had a couple video games on it. The screen was green.
I remember that. I remember it was an Apple IIe or C that had a cassette thing. I never had a Commodore with that. But the Commodore had a tape thing too, although I never had one. I had the Commodore 128, C128 with the 1571 disk drive. And then before that, Commodore had that incredibly slow hard drive called a 1541. And then they got that fast load cartridge you could stick in there that would speed it up.
Yeah, boy, have times changed.
You remember all the disk protection they used to put on this floppy disk, and it about beat your hard drive, your floppy disk drive to death trying to load that software to get around all that copy protection.
You had a little flip thing on the side of it, or you got to cut a notch out or something, or it was something like that. It's just like the cassette tapes had the tabs on them too.
Yeah. I tell you what, I spent many hours on that Commodore C128 learning how to program in, was it Basic 7? And then it would turn into a Commodore 64. You type Go 64 and it would turn into a 64, and then you could play all those Commodore 64 games. My friend Crazy Ken, he had an Atari computer. Atari XL was a 600 and 800 and 1600.
And television was state of the art at one time, like video games, like they, had a tank battle. Man, that thing looked real, but now it looked like, play school now.
Yeah. Greg Slash the Devil was the first one I was around that had a home computer. I didn't like it at all. I think it was a TI-99. Like 20-something characters per line or something. It was, I'd already been messing with the mainframes at college, so I was at least used to 80 columns. But yeah, I think it was a TI-99 he had. And like, what was it, 2K of memory? 25K, 2K, wasn't much. I got that Commodore 128 and had 120K of memory, and I was like, man, how am I ever going to write a program to fill up that much memory? And then I found out they were actually cheating. They had 2 banks of 64 because it was an 8-bit computer. With an 8-bit computer, it can only address 64K at a time. And so they'd actually had 2 banks of 64. One of them was for variable storage, and the other half would actually hold the code. And then the operating system wound up taking a little bit of that that memory.
What is that there, saw blade you got on there? That Raptor eBay thing. What is that?
That is the link to the Cobra headset for the 4-pin. The wireless Cobra headset for all 4-pin CVs.
Okay, how about one like that one that was just the mic? Do they have one for a Cobra like 4-pin?
I don't know. I stopped looking after that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll look at it later.
I'd rather have the one the CB mic for in the truck there.
Me too. Well, if they get any tighter with this regulation about being distracted while driving, they can go, I don't know how far they can go with that, but they might do something with the people, using a hand mic.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. I remember you talking about those bills that they was passing up there, and I seen something in the news about it as well, right after you said something about it. And then I'm still seeing people typing on their little phones there in the car every time I'm driving up and down the road. So I don't know what's going on with it. I haven't heard anything about it since then.
Yeah, well, they're eventually going to get it because there's so many wrecks out there, and I can almost, when I see the people that's involved in it, they just look like that they're been on a cell phone, and it's usually they're right on top of somebody and they not paying attention. Person slams on brakes way up there, and the other one doesn't stop right away, and then it's a panic stop, and then bam, bam, bam,
Yeah, I read a little bit of that bill. I do believe I read little bit of that bill, and the way they had it worded in that bill, if you're holding anything, the way they had it worded in that bill wasn't good.
14.
I think the first game I remember playing on the Commodore 64 may have been a game called Choplifter. It was a little helicopter you fly around and pick up maybe people or whatever it was.
Oh, I thought that was like, what do you think I am, choplifter? No, liver.
A little helicopter game, Choplifter.
Oh, I know.
And of course, somebody on YouTube has a video showing the game.
Already?
No, it just shows us someone nostalgic about the Commodore 64.
Oh, I thought maybe they just posted it because you said it. No, I'm just kidding. Alexander the Great, he acknowledges your choplifter.
That was a fun little game.
Y'all don't forget that now at 11 o'clock, Old Tube Radio Network coming out of California on Channel 11. You don't have to do anything. You can look it up on YouTube, or if you get on YouTube, you can comment on it just like this. It's live out of California, out of, let's see, what is the name of that place there? Fresno, around in that area. And they have all kinds of old radios, tube radios on there, and shows pictures of them. The general radios that this one fella has is pretty neat. It's got this, if you look at the pictures of the inside of it, it's got this big, huge tube in there, something like a 6JG6A, except it doesn't have a point on it. Well, some of them don't. I forgot the other number there, but that was the audio tube, I think. And I think that was one of the last ones that the FCC let them have, and then they told them they couldn't do that anymore.
Which one is it you said had a 6L6 GC audio tube in it?
The Tram D201A. The Tram D201.
Okay. That's what my guitar amps use, old PV VTX Classics. They have two of them in it, and then I also have two PV VTX Heritage amps in it, and they have 4 of those in them per amp.
Yeah, and one version of the DAC 9 had that in it. There's about 4 or 5 versions of the DAC 9. Some of them had one 6BQ5 and a 6L6. Some of them had 2 6BQ5s. Some of them had 2 6L6s. Some of them had a 6L6 and a 6DG6GT. The Tram D201 had 2 6L6s. D201A had a 6L6 audio modulator tube and a 6DG6 final output tube in order to keep the wattage down.
The American guitar manufacturers, and particularly PV, were using the 6L6 GC, and the British, like Marshall, they were using, was it EL84s or 34s or whatever they were?
Yeah, just a different. That's just a European, what you call it there, the way they describe it or whatever. I know the name. I can't think of what you want to call it. Their classification or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's an 84. The EL84 wasn't the same. It wasn't the same tube, but that's what they were using. And supposedly the 6L6 GCs had a little more mid-rangey bottom end, and the EL84s had a higher, more, not as much bottom end. But in any case, there's a little piece of guitar nostalgia for you.
Ooh. Yeah, the 6550 is a heavier duty version of the 6L6. It's something that it may have to change the bias voltage on it, but what I'm looking is getting one of those KT, the KT88 is a heavier version of something maybe the same as a 6550, but they were making a KT120. They still are making that, but I do believe I checked it out, the KT150, because I got a receive preamp that has 4 of those in it that I want. It's got the 6550s in it that I wanted to put the KT150s in. But I don't know what, I have to do some research on the bias voltage and have all that, check all of that out,
Yeah, I was trying to check and make sure I said that right about which tube the Marshalls were using. The power tuners were EL34s. I had that wrong. EL34.
Yeah. They'll plug right into where 6L6 is at.
Yeah, the bias is a little bit different. But on TV VTX Classics and probably on the Heritage, they had some type of auto bias circuit where it would automatically adjust the bias so you could use either tube. That was TV, really had some good stuff. They still have some good stuff, but unfortunately, the American-made stuff was better, and now they're not making a lot of the stuff in the United States anymore, and it's not as good.
Maybe whenever your president puts that tariff on them, they'll come back and start making good stuff.
I had those classics for years. I bought my first PB VTX Classic in 1983 and another one in 1986. And I didn't even know you could put EL84s in it. And then at some point, I finally was reading through some little flyer pamphlet I found on the internet, and then it said you could use either ones. But I've been happy with the 6L6 GC sound, so no need to switch. They sound great.
Yeah, and they look better too.
When I first heard that amp, this guy was trying to talk me into playing Peavey. I was like, Peavey, get out of here. All I heard was Marshall, and I thought Peavey was junk. But he talked me into it. I was about 20 years old, and I plugged my guitar up and started playing. I said, that sounds like 38 Special, the band 38 Special. And it turned out 38 Special was using Peavey VT Mace guitar amp, so my ear had picked it up without, even knowing it.
Yeah, one of the tubes, I bought a couple of them, like a Coca-Cola bottle tube, 6L6. GC is just glass, They made some 6L6s that was the metal type. But the 6L6 GC and the WT and all like that, they got all kind of different numbers on there. But I've got a couple of them that's that Coca-Cola bottle look like, that's instead of being, straight up, it's got a shape to it. And then I've got one that's smoked colored on the inside. That was one I got from somewhere over in England.
I don't think any of mine are Coke bottles. I have PV brand tubes. I think I've got some General Electrics, and I've got some Groove tubes, I think it is.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't be. That you can get them, though. They got them. They're not old. You can still get them. But anyway.
Make it the 6L6 GCs because the audiophiles and especially guitar makers love that tube.
Oh, yeah. There was a guy on Facebook that Madman sent me the link to about a guy that had all kind of tubes for sale in North Charleston. So, I mean, I'm new on Facebook. I don't know all the rules and regulations and all like that. I just need to get in touch with the guy. And so I messaged him and I had sent him my email address. And I said, well, send me an email and let's talk about whatever, give me a phone number. You send me your email and I'll send you my phone number, He wrote me back, don't waste my time. So I wrote him back, what are you talking about? Oh, it's a scam. It's a scam. I said, there's no scam. I said, I wanted to get, some information from you. Well, I don't do we won't do anything except over Facebook. I said, okay. Well, anyway, I said, just forget about it. I said, I would have bought every one of them. You bought the whole thing. You wouldn't have had to sell them to anybody else. I'd have bought that whole thing of tubes you had, I said, but good luck to you.
That's odd they only do business over Facebook.
I mean, I don't know how to do it there. I know how to message somebody, but I didn't want to put my telephone number on there. I do it on the, email. I didn't want to put my telephone number on Facebook. I don't like putting all that information on there. I don't like I don't have my address on there. I didn't even like putting my email address on there, but I didn't want to put my phone number on there, so he lost out on that.
Yeah, a lot of them, they want all this information. It's like, it's none of your damn business.
Yeah, they just tried to scam me on there about 2 months ago. There was a Kubota tractor on there for sale for $2,000. And it looked like brand new. And I thought, damn, but I wasn't familiar with the model on it. And I didn't know what year it was. It had been kept in the garage. And the reason that they were selling is that the guy had died and all this kind of stuff. So I was, sent him a message. I said, are you still wanting to sell it? Didn't get anything back. And then later on, I got one. Are you still interested in the tractor? And I said, yeah. I said, well, I'd like to come and look at it. You said you were in Goose Creek. Oh, no, we're in someplace, Wisconsin or someplace like that. And what we'll do is that you'll send the money. Oh, they reduced it to $1,800, by the way. You send the money to Amazon services, and then they'll arrange the delivery to you from out there in Wisconsin now. And you've got 14 days to look at it and try it out. And if you don't like it, then you can send it back. And, so I said, okay. I said, I've turned your email address into the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department. So, and also sent it to the spoof at Amazon.com, and they was investigating them. That shut them down.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to watch out for a lot of that stuff. A lot of scams on there, on the internet. It's a shame the internet is being used that way, but it is.
Yeah. I was all fired up, man. I was going to go there and buy that daggum thing if I had to drive it home on the side of the road, from Goose Creek for $2,000 for a $24,000 tractor. It wasn't no big one. I mean, it was a good, it was, about 4 times the size of a riding lawnmower. It wasn't a little bitty thing. It had a front end loader. It didn't have a backhoe on it. That's all I needed. But I thought, dang, that's so cheap. He died. He had a heart attack, and every time I look at it, it makes me think of him, And but when they said that they would ship it out there, and that if I didn't like it, then it could send it back, and I knew that was crap.
Well, they always want to use some, escrow type service. That's a red flag right there. When they want to use an escrow service, it'll hold your money, until you get it or whatever.
Yeah.
He does he's a plumber. I let him do some of the big plumbing jobs. I don't want to mess with and all, but yeah, I'm waiting on him. I'm gonna call him right now. He's supposed to send me a damn
spammers into the dirt in our day. I gotta go. I've done it so much, I just kind of got worn out at some point. I said, all right, let's let a younger man take over. But in our day, we have hammered quite a few into the dirt.
10-4.
Mark
still listening, he might, I don't know if he'll still comment or not. And I'm not going to go any details on here, but there's one scammer / spammer that would love to get their hands on me.
Go ahead, 165.
Hey, you still got your recorder on?
I sure do.
I just over 25 into this whole thing. I just wanted to hear the video later.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm getting a lot of bleed over from 14, but I got you.
All right. I don't know if you remember it. Does it sound any different than the other one I was on a little while ago?
That one there seemed like it's a little bit more louder.
A little louder. Okay. All right. Good deal.
All right, man. I get a ton of bleed over there. Oh, look here. I'm going to get out of here. I got to get in there and check into Old Tube Radio Network. If you hadn't got anything else to do, just get on YouTube and put in there Old Tube Radio Network, and you'll, get to see, the different radios and the guys out of California. And they've been doing it something like about 30-something years there. And it's pretty good. They got the jingle singers and all that get in there. It's a tape thing that he does. And it's a lot of old radios I'd never even seen. So I enjoyed it, man. Y'all take it easy, and I'm going to get ready to shut this thing down. And 165 and Night Rangers 21. I'll see you.
All right, 21. Have a good night. Enjoyed it, everybody. Those are still left. Catch y'all in there another time. Night Ranger on the side. Who are you? If you hear me, get out.
All right, 21, 5-2 waving. We've gone.
All right, 5-2 and 165 and Night Rangers. Bump.
All right, 21. You have a good night there.
410, Saw Blade.
I'm back out of here too. I'm going 10-7. I'm back out.
Yeah. Or not traveling, man. Keep me awake. But yeah, it's almost time for a cold glass of tea, man. Stuff. I'm not familiar with that stuff that Bones drink. I think it's like Keystone or something.